Down in Washington, though, right now, this week, Donald Trump's fellow candidates tried to hit him for not defending the president. Did it work, or is the Donald going to go unscathed?
The president has made very clear what his faith is.
I would correct them. I'd say, no, the president's a Christian, and he was born in this country.
It would be a disaster for the Republican Party to nominate him.
Really? Here to weigh in is the host of Fox News Sunday, Chris Wallace. Chris, what was your reaction? Let's just go back to that fateful moment with the question that was being asked and Donald Trump sort of blowing off of this guy. What was your reaction to that? Did he hear the question? Was he just sort of ignoring it?
Was the guy a plant?
Well, I don't know. Was he a plant? I don't know, and I guess there should be some reporting done up there. But he clearly heard the question because he in the middle of the question, reacted to the crowd and said, great, this is what I need as my first question. You know, there's another part. With all the focus on what the man said about the president, we're ignoring the fact that he also said we got a problem in this country, Muslims. You know, and we do have a problem with Muslim jihadists, Muslim radicals, twisted Muslims who are perverting their faith. But, you know, to write off a whole segment because of their religion,
right.
That was very troubling. And the fact that that part of it, forget the president, he can take care of himself, that Trump didn't distance himself from that was troubling. Whether it'll have an impact on his campaign, I've given up predicting. You know,
smart man.
No, I mean, look, I think anybody who predicts what the impact is going to be is just foolish. I mean, you look at what Trump said about immigrants, what he said about John McCain, what he said in a variety of cases, and he, at this point, hasn't been hurt by any of it. We'll see whether the combination of a debate that I don't think was as strong for him as the first one was, and this, what impact that'll have. But I'm out of the predicting business.
Yeah, great point. I mean, you think about all these Republicans, when he made those comments about John McCain, said this is a disaster for his candidacy. He better come out and apologize, and he didn't, and he actually went up in the polls. You heard Lindsey Graham saying this would be a disaster for him if he doesn't come out and apologize and defend the president. He hasn't. But he also then yesterday said that he would put a Muslim in his cabinet. So he's taken some lengths over the past few days to defend Muslims. In fact, he said he would put a Muslim in his cabinet. What do you think about those remarks?
Well, I think it's good. And in his own Trumpian way, he's a sort of a non-apology apology. But, you know, and I think it was important because what he's saying is, look, it's not just members of a religion any more than it's Christians or Jews. It's people who have perverted that faith. So I thought that was an interesting and a positive thing for him to say.
Well, Chris, you're out of the predicting business, but we predict that on your show today, you're going to have Carly Fiorina, then Cardinal Donald Wuerl and Father Thomas Ruska later on, coming up in 40 minutes on the Big Fox. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, real quickly, incidentally, if I may, when he speaks to Congress, one of the things that I found out from Cardinal Wuerl, the Pope will be speaking in English, which is not his first or second language. He's apparently been practicing, and he will give his speech to Congress in English. Pretty interesting.
Wow. All right. Speaking of that, thank you, Chris. And meanwhile, we have a live